Yo, what is going on, all my fellow monsters of share, and of course you hunters. Hunters, just remember, monsters roll and hunters droll. Yeah, that sounded a lot better on paper than it did in actual person. But actual, all corny jokes aside, what's going on, gamers out there? Godsend Killer here, and today I'm here to talk about Behemoth and ways I believe they can make Behemoth more competitive and overall just fun. Now, before some of you guys may say, no, who is this random scrub on the internet talking about Behemoth? He's probably some guy that loses a lot and doesn't know how to use Behemoth. Now, as you can tell by the screen by now, my credentials for Behemoth are official. I'm number 7th in the US and number 14th in the world. Now, of course, this is Evolve on PC, and a PC doesn't have a lot of players left, but even still, guys, I think it's somewhat of an accomplishment, and it just kind of comes to show that, hey, I've been around the road with Behemoth, and you know, I've been pretty successful with him for the most part. But even still, even with my success with Behemoth, he's still a monster that has some issues, and I would just like to speak on them, and hopefully some of these issues get taken to heart if Turtle Rock ever does see this, and we can see some of these issues get fixed, and overall just have Behemoth a more enjoyable monster. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, or have some suggestions of your own on how to make Behemoth better, do let me know in the comments below, and leave a thumbs up. It always does help. But anyways, let's go on to the actual topic at hand. First things first, traversal. Now, I feel the traversal is the most important thing right now to talk about, because I think everybody at one point that's played Behemoth has probably experienced some traversal issue, mainly that slow-mo bug. There's a bug with Behemoth where if he tries to roll, he would roll in slow motion as if he's being tranked by Val, and it will stay like this until you actually get out of that animation and try to stop your traversal and then try to roll to fix it. But sometimes it doesn't even fix. Like, there was a match where I played where I was evolving around the corner for the hunters, and they caught on to me like just about a second left of the evolve, and they were, of course, were shooting at me. And so as soon as I get done evolving, I'm like, let me roll away, and I get stuck in the slow-mo bug. I'm like, okay, let me just fix this right now, don't panic. So I stop, and then I try to roll again, but he was just rolling in slow motion the whole entire time. Bear in mind, I'm being wailed on by the hunters. They're just saying they're just letting me have it, and I'm trying to fix this bug, and I just couldn't fix it, and I ended up losing the match in a little bit of points because I was playing Hunt 2.0. Yeah, I was pretty salty that day, and that's when I really started just saying, you know what, man, Behemoth, you need to be fixed before I really just start playing you again. That's how I really was feeling at the time. So I think this is a major issue, because your traversal is one of your monster's main tools, and if you can't use that properly, then you're pretty much put into a bad situation that's hard to get out of. So traversal slow-mo bug needs to be fixed. Now also, along with his traversal, I believe they need to make it to where when he's in rock form rolling around, they need to make it to where he has a little bit more knockback on some of the smaller wildlife. Now, they did improve on this on the last patch. You will push back some certain wildlife or just damage them, because the rolling damage does do a lot more than it used to. But I think it needs to just, if it doesn't kill him, push him away. Now, all the other monsters have a traversal to where they can dodge wildlife and certain obstacles, whereas Behemoth doesn't. And they probably maybe did this intentionally because they don't want Behemoth just rolling around freely, because technically speaking, Behemoth does have the fastest traversal, but it's only really fast once things are working well. Like if you're in a narrow hallway trying to roll away from the hunters and you're getting like bounced back and forth like a pinball by some trap jaws or something, it really sucks. So I think they need to overall just work on Behemoth traversal. That's something that just needs to be fixed in general. Now, one thing that would be pretty nice to see Behemoth get is an increase in his climbing speed. Now, I know some people may jump the gun and be like, oh, hold on, Godsend. Behemoth is a giant monster, he's the biggest monster in the roster. He shouldn't be climbing raw super fast like he's Spider-Man or something like that. And I will agree with you, but Behemoth's weakest game right now against the hunters is when they have higher elevation and when they play Ring Around the Rosie, meaning when they are like on top of like a rock or something shooting down on Behemoth. Behemoth tries to climb up, they're already on the other side, or they have a shield draw on them, and it's no, it's pretty rough with Behemoth. Now, I'm not saying that his climb speed has to be increased by a lot, but maybe just slightly, like they did with his movement speed. His movement speed is not, his newer movement speed, I should say, is not overbearing. You know, it makes a difference to where you don't have to use movement speed at the movement speed perk, I should say. But you know, it's not enough or a lot to say that, oh my gosh, Behemoth is just moving way too fast now. I think if they do increase it, it would make him more competitive in those situations, and also not have him, you know, anchored down as much with the move tongue grab, because tongue grab is useful for those situations, but tongue grab has issues to where if it tries to grab people at higher elevations, sometimes it won't pull them down. So I think an increase in climbing speed will really be beneficial for Behemoth, even if it's a slight one, which I think they should do. But anyways, onward to the next suggestion. The next thing I suggest they should do is make Lava Bomb travel faster. Now, in exchange for a faster traveling Lava Bomb, take away some of the damage for the initial impact of a Lava Bomb. Like if you get directly hit from a Lava Bomb, make it not as strong as it is now, but make it come out faster, because relatively speaking, Behemoth's moves, you can see them coming from a mile away. You know, like Kraken moves may be somewhat harder to dodge. Maybe you can even argue Goliath's moves can be somewhat hard to dodge, but Behemoth's, you can see his coming a mile away, because his lava bomb has a lot of startup time. He kind of makes a little gargling noise before he spits out the lava, so you can kind of know that it's coming. You can hear it, and you can dodge it real relatively easy. It's not unless you're out of jetpack or you're stuck in a certain area or whatnot. So I think, you know, having it travel faster would help Behemoth long range game out a little bit more, and also help him not have to rely on tongue grab as much, because I think that's one of Behemoth's biggest issues, is that he relies on that move way too much, and it doesn't work as much as it should because, you know, connection issues and even maybe some bugs or whatnot. So I think making a faster travel lava bomb would definitely help a lot more to making him, like, no, again, not as anchored down to tongue grab, and to help his long range game out. Speaking of tongue grab has a few issues that I will also like to see addressed. One of these issues being that it doesn't work properly at times. Sometimes you'd be trying to pull like a mammoth bird or some sort of wildlife, and either when they die from the tongue grab, they would either stay in place and not get pulled at all, get stuck underneath their map, or get thrown somewhere right behind you. It's random sometimes where these animals will land, and of course the tongue grab is supposed to pull both animals and hunters right in front of you, and it doesn't even do that right sometimes. Even with the hunters, you will pull a hunter in place thinking, oh, okay, he's gonna be right in front of me, so you get your lava bomb or your fidget ready, and you look right back up and you realize the hunter is still in the same place where you originally pulled them from. So that's definitely an issue that of course needs to be worked out, and I believe it's the bug. The other issue is that sometimes I believe tongue grab is not as accurate as it can be. Like you can have the tongue grab right in front of people at times, and you see the little silhouette of bubbles where it's like, okay, you have it locked on and you hit them, and it's like you see the tongue grab go right at them, but it doesn't hit them sometimes. And you can say that, oh, maybe it's because your tongue grab wasn't long enough, or they were already a little bit like more to the left or more to the right. But sometimes you can be accurate, and it just does not make content, excuse me. I don't know if that's a reason because of like bad internet, or if it's a bug itself, but if it is a bug, that's something that needs to really be looked at. Now, one issue you're going to see right here with Fidget is something that really bothers me. Probably one of the most complained things about Behemoth with me anyway, and that is this Fidget being bugged. Now, what I mean by his Fidget being bugged is that Fidget normally is supposed to travel up or down terrain. Like it's supposed to, you know, go up or down depending where you're at. And as you're going to see, I'm trying to hit mark off with this Fidget right here, but the Fidget goes completely through the wall. Instead of traveling up the wall, it goes through it. This move happens, I was going to say this move, but this bug happens more often than not, where it's annoying because obviously Fidget is Behemoth's main damage dealer. And it's like, if you can't hit somebody with it, then you're not going to be able to get good damage. So this is something that definitely needs to be looked at. I don't even know how that even got past testing, you know? I mean, it's not that I'm trying to bag on the Q&A guys, but this is something that's really, yeah, major with Behemoth, and it's something that obviously needs to be looked at and be fixed. And it's been there for the longest time, so I don't know if Turtle Rock is even like aware of this issue, or they just haven't found a way to fix it yet. But this is obviously an issue that needs to be fixed and fast. Now, the only other suggestion that I can really think of, and this is probably not anything major, but maybe make rock wall with lower points a little bit better. Now, it seems like rock wall is really only useful when you put 3 points into it, because that's when it's at its widest. And you know, of course, you don't want to make rock wall too wide if you don't put enough points into it, but I think it'd be pretty cool if they can make it a little bit wider, not by much, but just a little bit, because right now you only put up a small amount of walls at stage 1, and it only like deterrents the hunters for maybe a second or two, and it doesn't really do much to help. It's more of a defensive tool when you're on the run than it is something in actual battle. So I believe that they can increase that a little bit, maybe even decrease the height just a little bit too at the lower stages. That way the hunters can still help a a freaking solo hunter that's trapped on the other side of the wall. But I think that could make rock wall better, or even have it to where rock wall can do a little bit more damage if you hit a direct hit. Like if they're like right underneath the red square that you get before rock wall comes up, that'd be kind of cool. But then again, it is a defensive tool. But you know, hey, you are getting pretty much penetrated by giant rock. So I mean, it should do a little bit of damage. But overall, I think that can make rock wall a little bit better if they made it a little bit wider in some of the earlier stages. But other than that, guys, that's the only suggestions that I can name on top of my head. There may be a few more, but I think these are some of the major issues that need to be fixed, and just some suggestions that can make him overall a more competitive monster and just a better monster, more enjoyable. But anyways, you guys let me know in the comments, do you have anything to add to this? Do you think my list was good? You guys let me know, and until the next video, I'll catch you guys next time. Laters.